Hey, everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here. Another edition of Off the Top Rope, a special Night of Champions prediction show here on the channel. This is actually going to turn into a really interesting show, even though despite, all the ramifications of it being in Saudi Arabia, all the Middle East conflict between the United States, Iran, Israel, all this other stuff, Saudi Arabia being right in the middle of it. Like listen, there's a contract there, and if there was a way to do this safely, they were going to do it. I mean, listen, I don't like it any more than you guys do, but the show's happening on Saturday. Um, the one thing I will say in terms of Night of Champions, I think this would have had more title matches on the show had there not been injuries. Obviously, Liv Morgan, I think, was going to face Io Sky. Then Dominic Mysterio was announced to face AJ Styles. That match is off because Dom's got a rib issue, so he's off the show. So we're at 6 matches. This is going to be interesting to see how this show goes. Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross first PLE match since he was in the Final Testament at WrestleMania 40 a year ago. He hasn't wrestled on a premium live event in over a year. That's wild. This is the moment that everybody's built to. I mean, there's been some stuff in the media about is Karrion Kross going to be a star because there's been some concern. Yeah, he doesn't really bump that much, but I don't know what to tell you guys. I think some of that's being overblown. I think some of the pushback to be like, hey, temper your expectations. Maybe they're some of the and the sourcing on that was a little bit funky. So I don't know how much I'm subscribed into that theory. I think Karrion Kross needs to win this match, and I think he will win this match. I don't think Sami Zayn necessarily needs to win, but I could see why they would give him a win. It's in Riyadh. It's in Saudi Arabia. He's got some Muslim descent in him, so I could see Sami Zayn winning. But to me, from a character perspective, I think the outcome for both of these guys is beneficial if Karrion Kross beats Sami Zayn, because Sami could then, reassess things to change his outlook on how he's doing things, because that's been the whole narrative with Karrion is like, you don't have the killer instinct and you're not willing to do whatever it takes to win. So maybe that plays into this, but I think Karrion's going to win. She should win. I'd be a little surprised if Sami Zayn did win. I'd understand it, but I'd be a little bit disappointed and a little bit surprised. Rhea Ripley and Raquel Rodriguez in a street fight. This is interesting because on paper, you would think that Rhea Ripley would have the edge in this match. And these two women have pretty decent chemistry. Their match at Payback a couple years ago wasn't that great, but it was fine. I think it was a no DQ match that they had in 2021 when Raquel was the NXT Women's. I think she was on the road to being the NXT Women's Champion in beating Io Sky about 4 years ago. That was a really good match, really well done. It's a street fight, which I find really interesting because you've already seen that Rhea gets put through a table with the help of Roxanne Perez. The conventional wisdom would tell you that Rhea should probably win this match, but I would not be surprised if Raquel Rodriguez won this match because Roxanne Perez got involved in this match to, further plant the seeds of this storyline that they're seemingly laying the groundwork for, that Raquel and Roxanne are going to become basically the tag team champions with Liv now out of the picture for basically the rest of the year, it would look like. So I'm going to go with the wild card here. I'm going to say Raquel wins this match, and it's because of Roxanne, and this feeds into whatever they're going to do at Evolution, involving Rhea Ripley, and maybe that's where Nikki Bella fits into this whole thing, and they do the odd tag team with Nikki and Rhea taking on Raquel and Roxanne. Maybe that's what they do. I don't know, but to me, it seems like they're trying to figure out what they want to do with Raquel. So maybe that's what they want to do with Rhea. So maybe that's the direction they go in. The other result that I could totally see in this match is that Rhea just wins and then she goes on to face Io Sky. I don't know what they're going to do with Io Sky at this point. So there's a lot on the table potentially, but maybe giving Rhea some adversity is the way to go because, clearly they want to establish Raquel and Roxanne potentially as some sort of a force in this women's division now with Liv out of the picture. So this is going to be interesting to see how they ultimately play that out. So then we get Jacob Fatu taking on Solo Sikoa for the United States Championship. I would expect Jacob to win, but I don't know if this is going to be a clean result, to be honest with you. I could see a DQ. I could see, a count out. I could see some sort of funky way. I don't think this is going to be the end of their feud. I think this is going to probably linger into SummerSlam. So, and the big shocking result that could potentially be on the board is Solo just wins. Jacob's been the champion briefly. But here's the thing. I just don't see a way that Jacob Fatu is going to lose clean. So if they're going to do it, it's got to be some sort of a fucked up finish where, JC Mateo gets involved. Maybe they introduce Hikuleo into the whole situation to, help Solo win the championship, and it protects Jacob a little bit. That would be a little bit of a shocking result. I'm going to say Jacob retains, and maybe there's just a DQ or something like that involved in it. Or maybe Jacob just wins and we continue this past that, because I don't think that this is going to be the first match that those two have. Then we got the King and Queen of the Ring finals. Asuka taking on Jade Cargill. I'm going to take Jade Cargill here just because it's they seemingly have put a lot more in stock into Jade Cargill. Asuka just got back. Asuka, look, they could easily get to Io and Asuka at whether it's Evolution or SummerSlam in some form or fashion. But it's just the way that they set that thing up, and it was on like the Netflix premium. I think Jade's going to win this match. And there's a real possibility that there might be a new women's champion on SmackDown on Friday, and Jade could be facing Naomi going into SummerSlam. Either way, I think the Jade element just creates a little bit more of a storyline as opposed to Asuka. Like Asuka and Io is a fun possibility, but the storyline really that they're telling with Jade, this isn't really about wrestling. This is about storytelling. And I think, we'll see if, Jade can deliver in a big time spot here. And then the dream match, Randy Orton, Cody Rhodes. They haven't faced each other in a long time. They're facing each other for the right to be called the King of the Ring. I think we know where this is going. Cody Rhodes is winning this match. How it goes and the aftermath of it is what's going to be fascinating to me, because how they tell this, Cody beating his mentor, is Randy going to take it well? Is Randy ultimately going to turn on his protege, the guy who he's one of his best friends? That's going to be really the interesting storytelling element. Randy's also put it on record saying at the beginning of his tournament, he's going to do whatever it takes to win King of the Ring after coming up short last year against Gunther. I'll take Cody to win this match, and Cody gets the match, presumably against John Cena. But let's get to that main event between John Cena and CM Punk, which presumably should be the main event. So it's John Cena, CM Punk. We're not very happy that this match is happening at Night of Champions. The easy way out of this is that John Cena just wins. I don't think that's going to happen. What I think is going to happen here, it's at Night of Champions. If you guys remember, Night of Champions, I think it was 2012, where it was in John Cena's hometown of Boston, home state of Massachusetts. He's from West Newbury, nearby. And they did a superplex spot. Both men's shoulders were counted down for 3. It was a double pin, and CM Punk, who was the champion at the time, retained. I think we're going to have a similar type situation. There's been callbacks already in this feud to the pipe bomb. Granted, the pipe bomb was a year prior to that Night of Champions match that I referenced. I think we're going to get a double pin here. And I think this is going to be a way that CM Punk doesn't lose, and it's going to build to a potential, I think, argument for CM Punk to continue within this storyline with Cody Rhodes. And those two have already got a big time story. They haven't really interacted in terms of being in, they haven't really interacted much in terms of in matches, really since the Royal Rumble back in 2024. So I think the way to go is that John Cena is going to retain, go into SummerSlam, and I think it's going to potentially set the stage for a triple threat match where Punk will have an argument to get into that match. Cody is going to win King of the Ring. Some people are hoping for Punk to win. I do not see CM Punk winning the title in Saudi Arabia. I just don't see that happening. But I think they recognize, especially with them redoing the pipe bomb, I think they recognize that this is a big time story that can carry on moving forward into the rest of the summer and going into SummerSlam. And maybe they find a way to, hey, It's a 2-night SummerSlam. Maybe they have Punk wrestle on night 1 to wrestle his right into the main event with Cody Rhodes and John Cena. Maybe they do something like that. But I don't think that there's going to be a scenario where I see um, either one of these guys losing clean. I think it's just going to be a double pin. They'll do some weird finish and figure a way out of it. But yeah, that's the way I kind of look at this. This will be interesting to see. Yeah, we'll see how this pay-per-view goes. Yeah, like a lot of things that could go either way. This is really kind of a tough thing. Like that Karrion and Sammy thing is a little bit up in the air. The Rhea Raquel thing I thought about, like it's Jake. Yeah, like all of these matches really could go either way. The only one that I could really definitively say I feel 100% confident in is Cody Rhodes over Randy Orton right now. And, I can also definitively say that John Cena is going to walk out as the WWE champion. Outside of that, these results could go either way. Like, I could see Asuka beating Jade Cargill. I could see Solo Sikoa beating Jacob Fatu in some funky way, although I think Jacob Fatu should retain. I could see Rhea or Raquel winning this match with it being a street fight. That opens the possibility for bullshit to protect Rhea if she was to lose. And then Sammy and Karrion, that's up in the air. Karrion should win, but I could totally see them giving it to Sammy. So this should be an interesting premium live event. Take away the Saudi Arabia stuff. This should be a lot of fun on Sunday in the afternoon or the morning for some of us out here on the West Coast. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Bye-bye.